How was that working with Taj and knowing his sisters over there, like really running it up? Were y'all like, yeah, like, was it like, we got to beat?
Super humble.
Okay.
Y'all got to understand, I don't know, it seems like there's rivalries and this and that, but not amongst it. We don't give a shit. It was all fun. And plus, we were all kids, man.
Yeah.
The only awkward was when they didn't realize I was nowhere near as educated as them. They said but the Harlem Renaissance, and I was like, oh, was that on a show? And they were like, what is wrong with you? Yeah, know what the Harlem Renaissance is? And I was just like, you square bitch. I don't know. For me, I'm just like, I don't give a about the Harlem Renaissance. But to them, that's how they judged if you were cool or not. And I was like, no, that's why I don't hang with y'all. I'll be with the I don't give a
Workplace relationships.
That's a good. I got quiet. I had a couple of those. Not as many as I wanted, but I had a couple of those.
Anyone you could talk about?
Yeah, the one that's known, Baby Boy. So what happened was, no. I mean, when you have to look at the bottle, like, did you give me that drink? I was like, wait a minute, is there enough in there? No, okay, I didn't. Jesus. No, what happened was, I was single-ish. I had my fun, man. Young man, I was in condoms. And I met a girl and through a friend and was like, And then I got a call from John Singleton and he said, I got this script for you. I made your brother a star. I want to make you a star. And I'm like, I'm already a star. He said, no, movie star. I said, oh. And he said, I'm going to send you this script. When I read the script, I was like, wait a minute. How'd you? Nah. Okay. What made you think of me in this script? And then he told me the story there, and I won't get all sidetracked and shit. But I was motivated, and I got in shape. Started getting in shape. I was 24 years old. Nothing to get in shape. Lose 20 pounds a weekend. And then I saw this girl again, and she was just like, hey, I see you getting in shape. And I was like, oh, you know, for me, she was out of my league. Out of my league in the mind of like, I got to work for this. Like, I got to go after, hey, baby, this, no. You know, just you just coming on to me. I was like, oh, okay. And then I went to go for the table read for this movie, and she was outside walking in. And I was like, oh, what you doing here? She's like, oh, I got casted to be Snoop Dogg's girlfriend. And I'm like, Snoop Dogg don't got a girlfriend in this shit. You better not be my girlfriend. It's going to be trial, you know. And lo and behold, she sat her right next to me, and and it was a combination. For me, it was a lot of, like I said, you know where my head was at. It was lust. I didn't know her, but she looked spectacular. She was one of them. I had a whole fucking table, and she was, you got to cut them loose. They cut. I'm with you. I cut. That's it. We done. It's right here. And with her, she was younger than I was, and was looking more for a protector. Because everybody was just like, but she wasn't really like that. She was one of them, you know, careful. She was one of, some women are just, they develop too early and they may look like it, but that's not what they're about. And she just looked like she's thinking, what? You could put on your sweats and it looked like she got on something, what? And, but I'm a protect. That's how I am anyway. So I didn't know if we was really gonna hook up. I was just flirting and talking. But she was like, yeah, where you going? All right, I got you. You know, niggas, what's that? I'm like, no, that's me. And she playing my girlfriend in the movie. So for a lot of it, it was just me trying to protect her and be, you know, cool, boom, boom, boom. And then one thing led to another.
Man, trailer.
And when they said cut, we just kept going for like a couple of minutes.
Trailer.
Right. Nah, she was a good girl, man. And that was the, you know, that's what was kind of, you know. And then I was like, ooh. But I was just, it was me. I'm, you know, different type of dude, especially at that time.
John Singleton, the role you played, was that the role he wanted for you? It wasn't for Tyrese's role or anything of that nature?
He wrote it for Tupac. Not my role.
Yeah,
Tyrese's role. He wrote the lead for Tupac. My role, he never told me. I never heard a story of who he wrote it for, but anyone that's seen the movie knows that is a real person. That I've met several versions of Sweetpea in my life. And the cool thing is, for me, I had to develop the role. This is the cool. So I get the call, and you know, I'm just, living a life, coming off a smart guy. Money's not an object. House full of people, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I get the call, hey, we'll do this movie. Okay, cool. What? I can tell some other some street shit. I'll just say this. The thing about Baby Boy is, again, we've touched on it a lot throughout the day, where was I a street dude? Am I a street dude? This type of thing and this and that. Yeah. This is comfortable for me, right? This makes sense to me. But if I walk in here and start talking, I may want to just be the one to or blah, 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 this like, we got you. Or if go down and go down. And if we don't win, now it's time to do this, I can't be a part of that. I just can't. I have to know what I have to protect. So I couldn't do the retaliation shit. I always was there for the confrontation shit, but couldn't do the extra. Right? And God worked. Well, again, I could talk about what happened and this and that, and it was like, we gonna get him, and we didn't, God got him. And it was just like, oh, right? Then I get the script where I get to be the call, and we get to go do this shit. What? So I was so, ready, that when I got there, I did the audition. I remember the audition. I walked in, I had a tank top on and some jeans, and I just, hey, John, he's like, nice to meet you. He said, okay, you look good, man. I was like, yeah, I done lost some weight. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, you look good. All right, let's read. And we read the script, and I was like, what? I'm just loud and doing all this. He saw something, but he was like, okay. I leave the audition, and I don't hear for a month. A month later, I get a phone call, middle of the night, boom, boom, boom. All right, what's up? It's my mom calling. Still my manager. Hey, you got the part. I was like, what part? He said, remember that movie with John Singleton and da-da-da? Oh, what? Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm excited. I get to the rehearsal, boom, boom, boom. Angel, we meet the boom, 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 boom. We start rehearsing. We did a couple rehearsals. It was all right. But then at the end of one rehearsal, it goes, hey, good rehearsal. It looks at me dead in my eyes and say, some of us need to step it up, though. All right, see y'all tomorrow. So I go home, I'm feeling like, what the f- is that all about? And it made me focus. I was all cocky, young, but I wasn't locked in. So I came in the next day, and I think I've told the story on many interviews where I got into the fight with Ving Rhames because I was just so fired up that I was locked in, right? So after that, I still wasn't all the way there, but they were like, you locked in now, this is dope. But you're yelling. Loud in the room ain't the room, not gonna talk. You gotta internalize all that you feel. You got all these things in your personal life that's happened. You wanna prove people. People are walking up going, hey man, I hear you doing Sweetpea and Baby Boy. I said, yeah, man. They're like, good luck, man. Saying it to my face. I'm going, all right. I can't wait to show these movies. So when you watch that movie, no, that nigga was like, oh, I can't wait to fucking show these niggas. What? But I didn't know how to do it without yelling. And they were like, close your mouth. And I was like, what do you mean, like this? Yeah. You want to fuck this nigga head off? Yes.
Wait. No, wait.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, shit. And then I got it. It feels to me like it's that, and then it's the eyes. It felt like Rocky 3 when they lost to Clubber Lang, and then took him to the real gym, and Paulo said, see these niggas? Look at their eyes, nigga. That's the eye of the fucking tiger. That's what you gotta have. And that shit happened with me and Big Cat from 60 Crip. The nigga said, you coming to my hood, nigga. And I came to his hood, and he was like, look, you with me, so you good. However, if some shit pop off, don't be no fucking weenie. That, you tell a nigga 24 years old that, right? I knew common sense. I told you, king of common sense. Don't try nothing. But if a nigga, what? And nothing happened. But it was dope to just, it was just like, this ain't my hood. This is niggas. I ain't never met these niggas. But everybody had a calm, just, yeah, nigga. You knew every one of the motherfuckers will fuck you up in a minute, nigga. But they weren't going, hey, nigga, I'll fuck you up. They was sitting there just being them. And you look, I said, I'm going, oh, shit. And then you breathe that shit in. And once I locked all of that shit in, every time they said action, it was fucking easy because it was just, it was me, but calm the fuck down. Like you got to keep yourself in check. But this is the look. And that was the acting part of it.
Real life.